And we go.
Okay. I'm sure everybody still remembers the tragic events from last time, where while you were fighting the Lopper, Geier collapsed after getting hit and sunk into a coma, a sort of supernatural coma, as it turned out, that he will most likely not wake up from anytime soon. At least that is Father Grimborough's.
As far as we know, yeah.
Yeah, Father Grimborough's opinion. So, Alejandro, I'm afraid you're gonna have to watch for a little bit,
That's all right.
or probably a little while,
That's okay.
because we don't have a new character for you yet. So, but it shouldn't be too long for them to clear out this level. Because they have Crow, the Doctor, and Emaírel after or have left Ravengrove for some last hurrah, so to speak, and to storm the Harrowstone prison once more to end the spiritual and undead plague that is haunting it, or die trying, just like their friend, or the mind of their friend did already. You beat the Lopper. You've beaten the Mosswater Marauder, just moments ago. And you've already faced and overcame the Piper of Ilmarsh.
And the monk.
And Father Charlatan.
Mm-hmm.
So 4 of the 5 major ghosts that are holding the power within this ruined prison have already been laid low by you. There's only one left, which unfortunately appears to be the most powerful of the group, since he, at least that's what Vesoriana is convinced of, holds all the strings in whatever undead cabal this is. Yeah, like I said, just moments ago, you put the poor and tragic figure that is the Mosswater Marauder to eternal rest. Maybe he will find his wife in the afterlife, but at least he will not take any more lives in this world on his crazed quest of restoring his wife. Yeah. And that's where we jump right back in. Where do you guys want to go?
Sorry. Crow is just looking at the remains of the skulls and whatever. I guess there's not really any remains of the ghost, are there? It just kind of disappeared?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, Crow takes a second to kind of clutch at the pendant under his shirt and bows his head slightly, and then goes about the business of reloading his blunderbuss again.
Arronax, meanwhile, will wipe sweat off his brow for this one, still reeling from the migraine this spirit gave him the last time, and he will count his holy water that he has on hand, because it's written in my chart sheet that I have 12 flasks
Mm-hmm.
of holy water, but I don't remember if I used any of them last time. Well, let's hope I won't need all 12 of them this time.
How are your stocks looking, Doctor?
Um, Doctor is still, he's still supposed rather orange from his mutagen. And he's like, "Oh, I feel we still can move forward with our I have more than enough explosions in me to level this place once and for all." Because I still have 6 bombs and quite a bit of holy water. At least I don't see any rolls for holy water damage this time. This door is closed. The gate. Or
No, the gate is open.
Yeah, we've been through it.
we've been through it.
Simon, is it okay if I see something? Can you enable it? Because all I see is black.
I see. Yes. Give me a second. I think I can just temporarily give you control of
Only if not, yeah.
Yeah, I think I can do that. Sam, is it okay if I add Alejandro to Emaírel's character so
Yeah, sure.
he can see what Emaírel sees? Okay.
I won't click anything, don't worry.
So there he is.
I can see.
Yeah, you walk down the hallway, empty cells left and right of this cell block that is called the Reaper's Hold, as you may remember. The brass nameplate, the face caked with soot that hangs above the portcullis that you entered through reminds you of this fact. Many of the iron doors along the walls within the cell block hang open and reveal nothing but empty cells until you reach the torture chamber that you've explored once before already, where you were, where you found the body of the warden. Numerous grisly tools of torment decorate the room, from cages to hanging chains along the walls, and of course that scratching rack. A large wooden tank and a fire pit in the middle of the room. To the east stands a grim Iron Maiden, the lid closed and presenting a stern decoration of a tormented woman upon its face. The broken, twisted skeleton of the warden still in his tattered guard's uniform lying on the stretching rack, and surrounded by several discarded knives, branding irons, pliers. There's a large blood-stained wicker basket sitting at the head of the rack.
When all this over, we probably should give him a proper burial. This man suffered enough already. There's no need to leave his bones wasting away in here.
Did we actually fight anything in here? I'm trying to remember.
We had visions, I think, of the warden, or at least we made inspection of the warden, which was almost as gruesome as having visions.
Yeah, I think it was just a very graphic realization.
And then there was the secret passage.
Yes.
Yeah, and then, right, Crow found a secret door that led to a passage that was made of rough stone walls and looked more like a natural cavern dripping with moisture that leaves stagnant pools of water on the uneven floor.
Crow
Okay,
kind of pauses at the entrance to this secret door, and he just looks back at the other two. And he no, he doesn't even have words for this. He can't believe that we're going down here, but he just shakes his head and I guess takes the lead with the gun at the ready.
Yes, if I remember correctly, Lady Vissariana mentioned something happening deep under the building. I suppose this would be it.
Are any of you particularly adept at noticing traps or anything of the sort? I mean, I would not expect such things in the prison itself, but down here, who knows?
I'm adept with my hands, but not to this extent, I'm afraid.
Well, I imagine my elven senses are a bit more sharper than yours.
Maybe you would like to take the lead, Emaírel?
I could do that.
All right, so Emaírel boldly moves into the passageway. Who's got a light right now?
Emaírel is carrying a torch.
A torch.
Crow.
Okay.
Crow has one too.
Crow has a torch. All right. So Emaírel, the light of your torch shines on the little puddles on the floor that glisten in the dancing firelight. There's some oily residue on them, like from probably the stone around you, maybe some washed out minerals or something like that, giving them this strange sheen. And you push forward until you get to a sort of larger cavern where a body sits slumped against the wall on the far side as the passage continues onward even further than this chamber. And as you move closer to inspect the dead body sitting there, you see that he's dressed in tattered robes of a prisoner. But as you kind of lean forward to let the light of your torch light up the features of the body, the puddle next to you suddenly splashes, and a strange, oily, oozy pseudopod lashes out at you. 18 to hit you, flat-footed.
Yeah, that hits.
That is 5 points of regular damage, 6 points of acid damage, and if a 22 hits your flat-footed CMD, then it actually gets stuck.
Where is he? And yeah.
So you actually do get stuck.
Yep.
Okay. Which basically means that you're being grappled by it. Okay, everybody can roll initiative. Nice.
Nice.
All right. Emaírel needs to do another reflex saving throw to boot, because the caustic sludge that makes up this puddle creature, doesn't just burn your skin, but it actually also hurts your equipment. So armor you wear takes this the 6 points of acid damage.
That's gonna take me a second.
And you hear this hissing sound of the acid burning into all of your equipment as it remains in contact. And then it's your turn.
Well, Emarél would like to figure out what is this thing.
Dungeoneering. Okay. It's nothing too fancy, actually. It's a gray ooze. They are sometimes found in dungeons or caverns, and they consume any organic materials they encounter. They're unintelligent, and they're just a nuisance.
Any particular weaknesses or anything?
Well, they're fairly easy to hit. So that's probably their biggest weakness, is that they don't have any proper defenses except their ooze qualities.
Okay.
You have 2 more questions.
I guess fastest way to kill it is just to stab it.
Yeah. Stab it, slash it, stick him in his stew.
Oh yeah. Will that acid damage persist after the thing? Like if I manage to get it off me, would the damage persist?
You don't know, but right now it's just covering you and your equipment, and you can hear the reaction, that acid reaction. So you don't know if that's going to persist or not.
Okay. I'm assuming I can still take an attack with a one-handed weapon against it?
Yes. Yes.
I will do so.
Okay, so you make an attack with a light or one-handed weapon. You get a -2 to hit, but that means that it's a 15, which is still a hit because, like I said, the thing is terrible at defending itself. It's 10 points of damage.
I think it's already accounted for with grappled condition in there. No?
Oh yeah, I see. There's a -2 in there. Good. Nevertheless, either way, it's a hit, and you kind of bring your weapon around to hurt the sludge creature, but it's impossible to tell if that is doing anything because it's just this amorphous blob of caustic matter. Crow, your turn.
Yeah, Crow kind of sidesteps a little bit to make some room for Arronax. And he just points and shoots. He's not one for many quips right now. I think he should be able to get an angle on it without threatening Emarél, so he's going to take deadly aim on it, I guess. So that's a 10 against touch.
That's a hit. You blast it for 5 points of damage.
Yep, and that's all Crow has in him.
Okay. Arronax.
Arronax, well, he doesn't want to blow up Emarél by accident. So he will try to target the intersection with his bomb, and in this case it will it will be that he just tosses a bomb straight into the wall behind the slime.
Okay. I realized that I didn't roll its initiative because it has a -5 to initiative, but that's still better than Arronax. So I'm gonna give it its turn first.
Well,
Before you get to before we deal with your bomb, I'm just gonna let it take its turn, and it is in fact it's going to constrict, which means it'll try a grapple check, which is in the macro at the bottom of the macro. That's an 11. So fortunately for Emaírel, that means that it's not going to successfully constrict. Okay. So that was its turn. Then the doctor throws a bomb that misses its
I miss
target.
the wall.
Yeah, basically you throw way too short. Let's see where it lands. That's a D8. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it lands on that body and blasts it pretty harshly.
Well, yeah, this will be 6 points of fire damage from splash.
So both Emaírel and the ooze get a reflex save?
Yep, they do. DC 15, I believe, yeah.
The ooze fails. Emaírel fails too. So both of them take 6 points of, what was it, fire damage. And the ooze doesn't seem to care about that.
Well, fuck, I killed our friend.
Emaírel, however, yeah. As Emaírel goes down, right? Emaírel does go down.
Yeah.
Yeah, as Emaírel goes down from the misguided blast, Doctor and soon also Crow, you hear more trouble brewing as there is some strange sounding, gasping, rattling, coughing, breathing that you hear echoing through the tunnel that you came in, and it comes closer with every second. And then, Doctor, you slowly see in the torchlight of Emaírel's dropped torch, see a shambling shape turn the corner, haggard, gaunt, skin looking moldy green. And then it speaks. What does it say, Alejandro?
Sorry, push to talk. Geier mumbles, feverish, stumbling inside. Words! Stop talking! And there's incoherent muttering, and you see him. He looks feverish. His pallid green skin looks even more decrepit. He looks gaunt. Cold sweat is breaking out of him, and he seems to be twitching as he moves forward, talking to voices in his head somewhere else. Hard to tell. He goes like, "Stop speaking. You are dead and underground. You remain. You can't get up. You can't get up." And with that, his hands twitch, mumbling comes out of his mouth, and suddenly
the corpse that was lying next to Emaírel, and that got burned and blasted by the Doctor, animates. It stirs. It's barely more than a chest, a torso with 2 arms still attached, but it's enough to gain a semblance of life for the moment. And it crawls and pulls itself forward to
While
try
Geier
and
points at it and goes like, "You're dead, and dead you stay. How?" And keeps on muttering incoherently.
Do I
and the
need to
corpse
Yeah.
makes its way over to the ooze, and in fact tries to pull it off of Emaírel. What's
Yeah.
going to be your grapple modifier? That's castle level plus charisma plus so that's at 6. So roll is d20 plus 6.
Yeah. Alright, 1 to 20. Not great.
11. Well, it's enough since like I said, the ooze is terrible at defending itself. So the ooze is now being grappled by the corpse. Emaírel stabilizing.
Let's hope. How much is it? 15?
It's a 10 plus your negative hit points.
Okay, well, that just passes.
All right, cool. Crow, your turn.
Yep. Crow is going to step a little bit further away from Geier, stumbling in. Can he stand there? Or is there actually room?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's enough.
He kind of like backs up against the wall, and he's spending his full round reloading with a bullet. But as he does so, he's just looking back and forth, and he's going, "Geier, what in the God's names is happening?" And that's it.
All right. The ooze is going to try to wrestle itself free from the corpse. And manages to do so, throwing off the torso, the ripple. And then it's the doctor's turn.
Doctor, he also squeezes himself into a wall, trying to get further from Geier. Like, saying, Geier, what came onto you? Are you still alive? Do I need to smite you? He lifts the vial of holy water in his arm.
Geier doesn't really react. He's just staring at the ooze and at the body grappling with the ooze.
Yeah. Well, okay. If he doesn't try to eat us, he's probably all right. So we will try to get rid of the ooze first, and he will try to hit the wall again. Although the ooze didn't really. No, this is bad. We can't really do that. Can I make a step here?
Yep.
And we'll need to get Emaírel back in action. So Arronax will use one of his infused Cure Light Wounds extracts and try to trickle it down his throat.
Okay. Gaia, your turn.
Geier is still seemingly unaware of his surroundings. Hands outstretched. He releases this force of this orb just materializes as he mumbles and moves his hands as he pleads for the voices to be quiet. And suddenly, Geier releases an orb. As acid spews out of his hand.
And 1 point of acid actually damages the ooze. Because ironically, it is not immune to acid damage.
And with that, Geier tries to just use his shovel for support, kind of like as a crutch, just standing there wobbling.
It seems to me our old friend has developed some uncanny superpowers while under influence of this place.
Emaírel.
Well, he's going to grab his, Joffa's long sword and try to stab at the thing from prone.
Yeah, sure.
I should probably set prone as a condition.
Yep. You take a penalty for being prone, but that will be factored in.
Okay. Since he dropped the torch too, can he try two-handing the long sword?
Sure. So he feels around for the longsword, grasps it with both hands, and thrusts it forward, drilling it into the ooze, doing a forceful 14 points of damage to it. Crow?
Yeah, I forgot to mention that Crow would have had to drop the torch the previous round, so should be sitting in that tile to the left of him.
Oh, to the left of him. Okay.
Yeah. But regardless, Crow doesn't actually. Can he make any sort of knowledge check to figure out what's going on with Geier?
Sure. Knowledge. What knowledge is he trained in?
He's trained in local,
Mm-hmm.
and he does have 1 rank in religion.
Okay. Do a religion check.
Actually, where's? Okay, never. Yeah, okay, religion.
Okay. Well, he certainly looks sort of ghoulish in some way.
More than usual.
But from the way he's acting, it sounds more possessed in some capacity. It's without really like sitting down and trying to make sense of it, you have a hard time figuring out what's going on. You're not even sure if this is your friend or if it's something else controlling him.
Yeah, that's worrying. Okay. Well, regardless, he doesn't seem to be attacking us for the moment, so Crow's gonna shoot at the ooze with his bullet, and he's going to take deadly aim and focused shot.
All right.
10.
That's a hit, and that is 7 points of damage. And that blows the ooze and kind of splatters it all over the wall behind it. And with a sizzling, burning sound, it ends.
Crow
Okay.
immediately begins reloading with another bullet, keeping his eyes on Geier.
And Aronax also keeps his eyes on Geier, but he gives Emaírel another vial of Cure Light Wounds extract, saying, "My apologies, Sir Emaírel. My my aim was shaken a little bit."
So what does Gaia do?
Geier falls to one knee, still clutching at his head, mumbling, the dead keep talking. I buried them and they keep talking.
That would be 8 points of heal.
When did Geier show up?
He showed up as soon as you went down. I'm sorry about this again.
Who knows how long he's been following after us in this state? Crow comes forward with his blunderbuss, not quite aimed at Geier, but kind of at the ready, like pointed down at the ground, but he comes forward.
Arronax at this point will uncork the vial of holy water and just sprinkle a few drops at Geier to see what happens.
Geier
Crow watches carefully.
Geier blinks. Touches his face. Like and a moment of recognition seems to overcome him. Because like, you're here. It's not some kind of dream.
Geier, is that you?
Of course it's me, you fool. What happened?
You tell us. You just came in here looking like death itself. Well, more than usual.
I hear voices. I hear the dead. They speak from this place.
You
You're letting this place get to you.
You came into contact with the remains of the Lopper, and something happened to you. You went unconscious, and we didn't know what to do. We thought we didn't know if you were. Well, you weren't dead, but we knew something was happening. What happened?
Not dead yet. Not by a long shot. I can't explain. But help me up, will you? I don't feel as strong.
It really would be helpful if you tried to explain, and Crow doesn't really move to help him.
Fine. And he uses his shovel to prop himself up. I'll explain as soon as I figure this out. And just kind of wobbles there.
At this point, the Arronax will probably make his knowledge checks.
You seem a little different from before. You look like death warmed over.
Yeah, is Geier alive?
Technically, yeah. Technically, his body is alive. Yes, he doesn't look like it. He certainly looks like. I mean, he used to be a strong half-orc, swinging that shovel around like it's nobody's business, and now he has a hard time lifting it from the ground. So he's certainly not his former self anymore.
Looks like he
But
lost weight. His skin has a more of a grayish hue than before, almost sickly. It looks like if instead of him being the one, burying bodies, it was the other way around. And he just dug himself out.
But he does have a new presence to him, and that's not just because of his timely arrival and the strange circumstances of his, well, transformation or however you want to call it. But he just has this presence now. There's almost something in the air around him. And when he manifested those sort of magic looking powers, there was a almost palpable darkness to it.
We need
Which
to
is
we need to
upsetting.
get finished with this place and take Geier out of here. This place is bad for him.
Maybe
any-
he ought.
Go ahead, Sam.
Any other knowledge check that could help?
Can do knowledge arcana.
We can do a knowledge arcana.
The way Geier seems to be not really in charge of what's happening to him and what's happening through him, it looks like you may have seen this before, you may have read it about sorcerers usually when they hit puberty and when their powers manifest, they at first don't know how to control them, and it may sometimes seem like the powers control them, and you feel like maybe this is what Geier is going through, or maybe it's something similar.
Well,
There's a hint of the undead emanating from Geier.
Did you actually intend to shoot that acid?
Geier looks confused. What acid? I was just trying to repel that creature.
Arronax will look mighty puzzled with this discovery. I also want to make a knowledge arcana check just to be sure, and it is also 20. Yeah. So, well, never mind. We can deal with spontaneously developing spellcasting powers later. He says, moving forward. My medical conclusion is that Geier is still alive, and that should be enough for us for now.
That's a positive prognosis, Doc. Much appreciated.
Just
But
try
do you
to
feel-
keep it that way.
Do you feel like you can push on with us?
If he's not in control of himself, then perhaps he should be going back to the village. Someone should be looking over him, and not us. We can't have this at our backs while we're facing whatever's up ahead.
Well,
Don't you worry about me, Crow. Worry about these undead that we're gonna bury. Put an end to it once and for all.
yeah. Besides, we already left Father Grimbar looking after him, and look how well that ended. Arronax will nod at Geier.
Oh, that's right. We brought him all the way back to Grimber, didn't we?
Yep.
Yeah.
No, you brought Grimber to him. He
Yes.
was at Lorimore Manor.
Oh, but we brought him back to town,
Yes, we did.
Yes.
and then he showed up here. Okay. If you don't mind, Doctor, I would prefer to follow Emaírel.
Very well.
Oh, Crow, I thought we were better friends than this.
I think I would feel more comfortable with if someone would carry this torch, or maybe just Crow's torch would be enough for us.
Oh, I guess I should pick up the torch again, and then I'll drop it as soon as we get into a fight again.
Well, it should be alright as long as it is in the room. It will be fine.
Right, in theory.
But if I'm taking point, I'll be happier
Sure.
strapping my shield.
Did you reload your blunderbuss?
Of course,
Uh-huh.
always loaded.
Good. It's sort of like, Geier, if you suddenly develop some urge to bite me in the back of the hand, just warn me beforehand, okay?
Yeah, you are looking a bit tasty.
That's because I have added some keratin to my mutagen. You smell the smell of carrots.
Oh, that might be it. Yeah, goes well.
It also makes my skin a living armor, so you probably won't be able to bite through.
Are we at an impasse?
Give me a perception check.
28?
At first you would think so, but then you realize that it's just another clever secret door that opens up easily. And beyond, you spy several iron doors lining the walls of a partially ruined cell block. The doors themselves hang askew on their hinges, revealing empty cells beyond. Partially burnt wooden support timbers still function to the north, while to the south they've collapsed and caused cell walls to crumble as well. Rivulets of water drip down the southwestern wall to create a shallow pool in this ruined portion of the room, with overflow filling an oubliette hole in the middle of the room, nearly to the rim.
There we
This
go.
is the part that we couldn't get past through.
That's true. You see the portcullis to the north, and you can see right through the bars into the large chamber where you fought all those skeletons.
Any chance we can get the portcullis up from this side? I'd prefer if we could make a hasty escape.
And as you turn to look around to maybe find a mechanism of some sort, you roll perception checks, please.
Before that, can Geier just gingerly put his hand on Crow's shoulder and whisper, "Hey, Crow. Hey, what happened to Lopper?"
Crow will he'll kind of jump a little at Geier's hand, but then when he sees it's him, he'll kind of like try to like keep a little space between them, but not look like he's keeping space between them. Be like, he's dead. We took care of him. I don't remember actually who dealt the final blow, but he was a physical being. At least he wasn't like the spirits that we've encountered on the second floor of the haunts. He was a little more susceptible to our weapons, and we dealt with him. It was a close one, but especially when you went down, we were not sure we could handle it, but we pulled through. And since then, we've also banished the haunt that was the Mosswater Marauder as well. So
Good. There's no grave deep enough for these fiends.
Yes, seem to be a lot of shallow graves around here lately.
We'll fix that. We'll fix that for everyone.
And as Geier says those ominous words, and the rest of the gang starts to fan out to look for a mechanism, some of you, and to be exact, Geier and Crow, you notice drops of blood welling up along the walls between the stones, just sort of welling up like from a fountain. And initiative, please, from everyone.
The dead speak.
Doctor, you better ready that holy water.
I was way before you. Just give me a moment here.
And Geier, it's a surprise round. You have a standard or a move action.
Where are the bloods? The blood emanating. Where is the blood emanating from?
Everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay, that narrows my options down. To. Okay, this time, Geier again clutches at his head. The dead, they're talking. They talk. And I have to tell Simon what's happening.
Okay. And there's this cacophony of mumbling, whispering voices that rings out around you. Hissing sounds that make your blood curdle and your bones shake. Crow.
Can you 5-foot step in a surprise round, or is it just move or stand?
It's a free action. I think you can take a 5-foot step. Yeah, I think you should be able to do that.
Okay. Crow's gonna 5-foot step up. And he's going to ready his blunderbuss to fire at anything that comes within range.
Okay, so
Any
basically,
enemy.
So he's basically whirling around, pointing it this way and that way.
Yep.
Okay, Emaírel didn't make the perception roll. The next thing that happens is as you look around, and Crow already warned the doctor to get ready, so even Emaírel and the doctor are now perking up, looking at the walls, noticing the blood, and you all see something form on the wall that you're looking at. It's a letter. It's the first letter of your name. Geier, you see a G. Emaírel, you see an E. Doctor, you see an A. And Crow sees what he would consider his true name. I wonder which name that would be, but he would see the respective letter. Give me will saves, everyone.
Well, at least Arronax has a
I'm
long
gonna-
name, so...
Gonna use my charmed life. Oh no.
I have
Mine's actually a 6, but it's a 6.
Okay.
Unless it's
so,
fear, then it's an 8.
And if it's evil, then I have -2.
Okay, it is not a fear effect, and it's not evil. Emaírel, you see the E fully form on the wall, and it conjures the memory of the story of this Splatterman, who spelled out his victims' names before taking their lives, and it chills you. And you take 2 points of wisdom damage.
Oh,
Oh,
Gaia, the same happens to you. Doctor, as the A forms, or starts to form, you steel your mind. You know that ghosts are something to fear only if you're not equipped to find them, and to fight them, and you hold the holy water tighter in your hand, and the A that started to form sort of flows back into the walls, seeping away. Crow, you see the first letter of your name form, and you take 2 points of wisdom damage as it starts to unsettle you greatly. Doctor, your turn.
Well, with this harrowing experience, he will clutch his holy water tighter, and he will just lob it at the wall with the letter, remembering how last time they were in similar haunt, just sprinkling it around worked pretty swell. So he will just crash it into the wall, hoping to weaken the haunt with it.
Which wall was that?
Well, which wall was
I
the
don't
letter?
think you mentioned. Yeah.
No, I mean, what target were you targeting?
Well, I was assuming it would be a wall somewhere here.
No, but I mean, were you just attacking any wall, or are you picking the spot where the A started to form but disappeared, or what spot are you picking?
Yes, he tries to pick exactly where the A started to form.
Okay.
He tries to throw it at the letter as he.
Right,
as he
that
looks
will
at
be over here. Yeah,
Where?
over here somewhere on the wall closest to you.
Uh-huh.
And you throw it straight at the wall, splashing it onto it, but it doesn't seem to have any effect except for washing away some of the blood that keeps welling up, without shaping any distinct
Mhm.
letters.
Well,
That
would be
was
it.
9 points of damage from the holy water. Gaia.
Gaia will. So I still can't see where this is all coming from, right?
What do you mean where it's coming from?
The like where the letters are coming from. I can see them forming, but no sign of the Splatterman.
No.
So Geier will try and detect magic.
That takes a couple of rounds. Not sure if you're familiar with how that works.
It's a duration concentration up to 1 minute. So in the
Yeah.
first round, yeah, it's present absence of magical aura. That would be too long. Geier will erase the G from in front of him. Just with his bare hands dropping the shovel, will just start wiping the G off. No, not my name! Not my name!
All right, give me the unarmed strike damage roll.
All right.
The damage. I need not the
Oh, right.
attack roll.
What's the damage for that?
It's probably 1d3 if you don't have any particular. Yeah, 1d3 minus 2 because your strength is pretty bad. So it's just 1. Okay. So
Geier's
you
been through a lot.
yeah, so you wipe away the G, and the blood keeps flowing, and your hands are now covered in the stuff, which is weirdly cold, which makes it even more unsettling. But the fact that you got rid of the G somehow gives you some peace of mind, and you regain the 2 points of wisdom that you lost previously.
Hell yeah.
Curious.
Crow.
Yeah, Crow is in a similar situation. He sees an A forming on the wall, and it sends a chill down his spine because he instinctively knows that's his name, but it's a name that he has not used in a very long time. And he steps over to it, and he's going, no, and he starts trying to wipe it away with like his coat sleeve.
Okay, it is quite persistent, so you need to apply some force. Give me your unarmed strike damage.
Damage.
Just the damage.
Okay, so that's a 1d3.
That would be a 1d3 plus strength. Yes.
Right.
I would have thought that Geier was a monk, but apparently this wasting disease has
So
somewhat affected.
you scratch and claw at the letter, and you kind of you get it off, but you also get some chunks of mortar off as well, kind of bloodying your fingertips. But you regain the 2 points of wisdom damage. Emaírel.
Would like to figure out what the hell is going on.
Knowledge religion. Well, it's clearly a haunt. And haunts kind of play by their own rules, so it's hard to divine any strategy without watching it work and play out. But watching your companions, I think you already have an idea of how to fight it.
And it looked like the holy water from the doctor didn't do anything, right?
Well, it did wash some of the blood away that's been welling out of the walls. And no new blood has been coming forth from that section yet, so it does seem to hurt it, damage it, however you want to put it.
Okay. In that case, I think Emaírel will take a move action and then a standard action to retrieve the Cure Light Wounds wand and activate it while calling out, why the ceremony? Just come and face us. Okay, so I think the wand activates.
And sorry, where do you point the wand?
Nowhere particular, like just the general vicinity
It's in
around
Cure Light,
Emaírel.
right? So you would have to
Yeah.
touch something, because it's a touch range spell.
But let's say the closest surface that has blood on it.
Okay, sure. All right. So from the wand, a ripple goes through the blood as you manage to wrangle a charge out of it, and sort of a circular, clean area that's free of blood forms around the tip of the wand. as it touches the wall. However, right next to that, you once again notice that the blood starts to take shape. Everyone sees in different parts of the room the letter of their name shape once more. The next letter, I think, in Emaírel's case. Yes, the next letter. So I will need will saves. Okay, Emaírel, you know how to fight it now. You think you know how to get through this, and as you find comfort in your knowledge, the M starts to fade away on its own. Geier, the G that you just wiped off, right next to it, another one pops up. It's useless. It's futile. It's stronger than you. 2 points of wisdom damage. Crow and Doctor, you feel in control, even though everything around you is just the strangest thing you've encountered. And that's a high bar by now. But neither of you takes wisdom damage, and neither of you sees the next letter or the first letter of their name form. And then, Doctor, it's your turn.
Mm-hmm. Well,
Positive energy, Doctor.
so what do you mean positive energy? I can't do that on the spot. On spot, that was an accident. He will, for a move action, he will ruffle through in his pockets, and he will repeat the same thing that, well, he did before. So he will try to throw he will pull out the vial of holy water and throw it into the wall with where the second letter, or well, another letter tried to form for him.
Okay, and another splash of holy water washes a stretch of the wall clean.
Yeah, and you say, I am all strapped down here for this, some spirit. Don't think you can fear, don't think your things can scare me now.
Gaia.
Does anybody remember the name of the Splatterman?
Wasn't his name Splatterman?
No, he's real.
Arronax turns to him.
He was a professor at the University of Halifax. We need his name. Geier will roll knowledge arcana. See if he can figure something out.
No, he don't remember his name.
He desperately keeps swiping at the blood.
Okay, so that's another 1 point of unearned strike damage as you also like claw a little bit of mortar out of the brick wall as you wipe away the letter, regaining your 2 points of wisdom. And Crow, your turn.
We're running out of time.
Did our characters ever actually learn the Splatterman's real name? I mean, like, we heard it in the flashback.
Nope.
Not sure if you did. I don't think you did.
Geier was very insistent of actually finding the list with names, but we never actually got it from Father.
Yeah, I don't think you ever cleared that. Yeah, I don't think you ever learned that.
Okay. Well, Crow is going to, with his name clear from the wall, he's going to spin back around and face into the room and kind of charge into the middle of it with his gun raised, and he's gonna yell out, "You cannot scare us! Come and face us, and fall like all of your comrades have!" And he's going to make an intimidation check.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna move like there, and because he's wielding his firearm while he makes an intimidation check, he gets a +4 to it.
All right.
So it's a
Assuming
21.
assuming that Halls are afraid of bullets.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
who knows?
18.
But so that's a 21. Technically, what's happening is, while he's wielding a firearm, he's considered one size category larger for the purpose of intimidation checks, which you have a +4 on intimidation for each size category larger you are than a.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, this is
If it was a medium creature, it would be a +4. I don't know how that's going to relate, but
this is a new definition of being larger than life, I suppose.
that's the name of the trait, actually, larger than life.
Oh, I see.
Okay,
That
so-
explains it.
So you yell out and curse and threaten the Splitter Man. And as you do so, the walls begin to shake. Okay, let's see here. I'm going to roll for them. Oh, bad.
For us or for them?
Well, you feel the tremble in the floor, in the walls, and it slowly rises up to an earthquake level, and the already weakened walls start to shake, and bricks fall out, and then shortly after, timbers and stones collapse from the ceiling and the walls, threatening to bury you all. Reflex saves, everyone.
I'm using my last point of charmed life. Actually, no, you know what? No, never mind. My reflex is good. Come on. Alright.
Geier is not very reflexive.
He is not. So Geier takes 15 points of damage, while the others only take 7 points of damage from the falling debris.
Holy crap.
Everything in this room is now difficult terrain, and as the tremors crescendo into this collapse, there's also this voice, this rasping voice that becomes first at the edge of your hearing, and then it slowly wrestles its way into the center of your attention until it's all you can perceive, and all of your eyes are drawn to that water-filled oubliette in the center of the room that slowly starts to light up with this ghostly bluish luminescent light that becomes brighter and brighter as this rasping, screeching voice rises up to an enraged scream, and the Splatterman's shape manifests right above the water and shoots higher up until it almost hits the ceiling. You see the old man before you just the way that he must have looked like in life, except for his clothes, which are the tattered robes of a prisoner. Apparently, he's been languishing here so long that they have sort of melded with his spiritual form as well. And yeah. With the walls still bleeding, you have managed to lure out the Splatterman himself. So he gets to end you personally. give him an initiative. Okay, so he's apparently still pretty upset. All right, Crow, you provoked him, and then it's Emaírel's turn. So he's flying about. Let me see how tall this chamber is. Well, you can start your turn if you want to. If it doesn't make a difference how high up he is.
Yeah. So I'm assuming this is the Hound manifested, right?
It's your assumption.
Okay, so let's try to make sure that this is undead, or just identify.
What?
Identify. Okay, knowledge religion. So he's hovering only about 5 feet over the water surface because the ceiling height is only 8 feet in this cell block. Knowledge religion. Well, you think this is more than just a haunt. You think this is a full-blown ghost.
Okay, ghost. Like incorporeal and all that.
Yeah, the actual ghost. Which, as you know, is just a template, so it can have other powers as well.
Okay. Emaírel is going to spend 1 point from his transmutation implement to give Jofad a special property, which will be just a second.
Ghost touch?
Yeah, I just need to double check the cost. Yep, that works. So that would be a standard action.
What are you doing exactly?
Emaírel is using a legacy weapon from the transmutation implement.
Mm-hmm.
So as a standard action, he's going to spend 1 point of mental focus from the transmutation implement to grant +1 property to the sword, which he can do because the sword is already +1.
Sorry.
Okay. Is that your turn?
And for a movement, well, all difficult terrain, you said.
Yes.
Let's say that Emaírel is going to move into the square. And that's it.
Okay. The walls continue to bleed, and you can't help but out of the corner of your eyes still see letters forming. Will saves everyone?
This is inhumane.
Yeah, it's too much.
So the doctor and Emaírel. Emaírel, this is now the second letter of your name that keeps forming. So you take 2 points of wisdom damage. The doctor also takes 2 points of wisdom damage as the A that he tries to wash away, that he has tried to suppress for so long finally manifests fully. And then next moment, the Splatterman himself, he ends his blood-curdling scream, and he hovers there near the ceiling, and he looks at you through his ice-cold, dead eyes, and he says, "Die, intruders! You have messed with my plans for too long. I will not be stopped. I will not be imprisoned for much longer." And he flies back into the corner up here, hiding, clinging to the ceiling, and he starts mumbling around some arcane incantation. Doctor?
Well, Doctor is in a precarious position here. He. Okay, he will try to steal his will for this moment and ignore the letters that appear on the wall. Where did he go?
He disappeared through the wall of that cell.
So that would be
Through that wall.
15 feet. And I can see him, right?
No. He disappeared through the wall.
Oh, bummer. Alright then, in this case, Arronax will try to erase the letter the old-fashioned way, and he will toss a bomb in it.
Through which door?
At
Oh,
the-
toss a door. Yeah, at the letter. I get it.
somewhere,
Okay. All right. You blast the letter away, splashing blood all over the place. But it does seem to have a larger impact because it burns away a good chunk of the blood on the wall, and it looks like the wall, not only on that, the blood not only on that wall, but on all the walls, is starting to thin out, dry up, coagulate. Gaia, your turn.
You said Splatterman flew off to this corner and then disappeared?
No, he went through this wall of the cell.
Oh, right. Okay.
Do I restore my wisdom?
Yes, sorry.
Uh-huh.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, okay, because I kind of removed the damage and I forgot to ask if
And is this wall still standing after Dr. Aronax's home improvement techniques?
Is the what?
Is the wall still standing after Dr. Aronax's bombs?
Yeah, the walls are all still standing. It's mostly the ceiling that gave in.
Then Geier
Oh, you
was...
from the bomb? Yeah. No, that didn't blast the walls away.
Can I ready a spell? So the moment it pops out, I unleash it?
Sure. Which spell?
Disrupt Undead.
Okay. Crow.
That's weird. Why can't?
Hmm?
Hang on, I'm having a little trouble with Roll20. Oh, duh! I've got it on the measuring tool. Okay. Crow's gonna move. It's gonna move 15 feet over here. and he is going to ready an action to shoot as soon as the Splatterman becomes visible.
Okay. Emaírel.
Quite short wisdom, right? Which I guess makes it easier to do foolish things.
Kind of, yeah.
What would he do? Well, I think in the absence of a clear target, he's going to try what the others did and try wiping out his name.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah, so you wipe out the beginning of the spelling of your name, and you regain your wisdom that way.
Just the whole thing.
Yeah. Okay. The next thing that happens is, to your surprise, it's not that the Splatterman appears right away, but instead, a giant rat appears down here, out of thin air. The ones who can see that square see that there was no rat coming from the, like, not digging itself up from the rubble or anything, just popping into existence. And not just there, but also right next to it. And both rats storm forward to attack Crow and the Doctor.
I'm going to use my dodging panache.
Okay. That's a 17 bite attack.
Thankfully, my natural armor is exactly strong enough to take it.
Well, that's not yours, that's Crow's.
Yeah, in that case it's a miss.
Okay. And the Doctor is 8, so both of them miss. And then the Splatterman shoots through the wall and triggering both Geier and Crow's readied actions.
When you say he shoots through the wall, which wall does he come out of?
This one.
Okay, so when he triggers it, he's within my first range increment?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. I am going to go all out on this, all my stuff.
Wait, I thought I had it done.
And ooh, can Crow activate Ghost Slayer like this? Or would he have had to do it on his turn, technically?
Is it an action to activate it? Or
It's a swift action.
swift action. Let's see if you can combine a swift action. You can take a swift action anytime you would normally be allowed to take a free action. But a free action, but don't take any time at all, though there may be limits to the number of free actions you could perform in a turn. Yeah, and you have to. It has to be your turn to perform any action except for an attack of opportunity. That's just how it goes.
And I guess I have to shoot.
That's fine.
I don't know if mine hit, but the damage is wrong. Which should be 1d6.
I guess, Simon, if I readied the action, then I have to take it.
Yeah.
Shit. Okay.
I mean,
Okay,
it's fair
so
to. I would let your retro fit the Ghost Slayer in there because I mean it was
But
clearly
yeah, I
a
mean,
ghost.
I didn't use a swift action. Okay,
Right.
so
Right,
all right.
and it's clearly a ghost, so it wouldn't make sense not to.
Right. Okay. Everything in there. 13 against touch.
Okay, so Gaia shoots from his position a ray of positive energy.
While
Probably to
shouting incoherent stuff about undead dying and being buried and so on and so forth.
yeah, and it probably surprises himself as much as anybody else, and he scores 5 points of damage. In fact. And as Crow dodges the Diarad, he whirls around to fire at the Splatterman as he appears and misses him by a hair's breadth. And the Splatterman continues to rush by as he goes "Rah!" and disappears in the far wall.
Does my
And you
shot...
can
Sorry. Does my shot provoke attacks of opportunity from those rats?
yeah, you're right. It probably should. So let's go with this one.
Dodging
And
again,
then-
I'm dodging.
Okay. Both of them miss. And the Splatterman shoots past, disappears into the wall on the far side, and you hear his voice, and it goes, "At least you're smarter than this rube that I had to work with. Maybe once I'm done with you, I'll send you back." And then it's the doctor's turn.
Okay.
And you can also hear the Splatterman's droning voice mumble some incantation.
Okay, I think I will spend one of my actions to pull out another vial of holy water. And since well, already actions seemed to have worked very well, but we don't. Well, it would be uncomfortable for me to make one, so I will. Doctor will move to somewhere somewhat more easy position to throw holy water at Splatterman. So he will move like this, and that probably will be his turn.
Okay, let's.
Thankfully, these rats already wasted their attacks opportunity.
And they don't have combat reflexes. Okay. All right. Gaia.
Geier will.
Oh, sorry. You did a readied action, so you actually move in the initiative.
Oh.
So it's Emaírel first.
Okay. See what action is that? Where is it? Okay. Emaírel is going to spend a swift action and 1 point of mental focus from the transmutation implement to grant himself an extra 30 feet of speed.
Okay. And then?
And then he is going to move over here, which would be just one move action.
Okay.
And he's going to ready an action to swing as the Lopper passes by.
Splatterman.
Splatterman passes by.
Okay. Gaia.
Geier hobbles around the. What did you call this center thing?
Oubliette.
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 Still using his shovel as a clutch. Bloody rats will not get to me. Tries to get some distance from the rats. And will ready another Disrupt Undead.
Okay. Crow.
I think technically the torch that Crow was carrying should be in the square he was in when he shot, so it should be up. I think. And he starts reloading his blunderbuss with pellets, and he yells out to the others. He says, "You focus on the Splatterman. I'll handle these vermin." And that's his turn.
Okay. And the Splatterman finishes his incantation. That's the first thing that happens. The second thing that happens is that a giant spider appears right here and attacks one of the three people, left to right. 1d3. Emaírel. The spider tries to jump you, trying to bite you. 18.
That's
Flat-footed.
regular
You didn't expect it.
flat-footed.
Yeah, because you didn't expect it.
Yep.
It's 1 point.
No. Haha, no.
How do you avoid it?
Well, flat-footed AC is 19.
Yeah, but what is it that pushes you over the edge? Is it
I
like-
guess the shield.
Okay, so you basically, or so it tries to jump you, but it actually just jumps to their shield and you shake it off. But then the Splatterman appears over here. Geier, that triggers your Disrupt Undead casting, or at least the range touch, which provokes from the giant spider, which gets shaken off the shield and then jumps back on its leg and tries to bite Geier, but 9 is most likely not enough, even flat-footed. Your Disrupt Undead hits. Roll d6.
Yeah, it's 1.
No, that's the... Oh, yeah, it is.
No, it's natural one.
It's a natural one.
Natural 1.
Okay, so you hardly even hurt him, of course. And what the Splatterman then does is, as he takes in the scene, you can see him smile viciously, and he just waves his hand, and the torch rolls into the oubliette and is snuffed out.
Bastard.
Ha! Imagine not being able to see in the dark.
Well,
Says Geier, funnily.
the doctor.
Well, thankfully, at least at this point, Dr. Arronax already holds a vial of holy water in his arms, and he only needs to just throw it forward to splash
Throw?
it. Yeah. To at least deal splashing damage to the ghost.
Yeah, but it hits the floor, and he's hovering under the ceiling, so the splash radius will not be enough, unless you have some ability to increase the splash radius.
Well, technically, I have my splash weapon mastery, which allows me to adjust a little bit for one square, but I'm not sure it would work for a square up.
No, I think it would literally, it would specifically say that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you throw
Although
blindly, and you hear a satisfying smash as it hits the ground, but you don't know if it did anything. Emaírel, your ready to action didn't trigger?
Well, has to.
Pitch black.
Yeah.
Oh, shoot. I keep forgetting the... Well, doesn't matter really, because the dire rats don't have dark vision either.
And drop his.
You're breaking up there.
Oh, he would try to unclasp and
Unclasp and...
drop
what?
his shield.
Okay. You drop your shield. Unclasp and drop it. Crow.
Would that be a full round?
I don't know. It usually is it a heavy shield?
It is.
Then I'm pretty sure it is.
Okay.
Okay. Crow is gonna take his blunderbuss and take aim, and he's hoping that everyone stayed exactly where they were when the light went out, and he's gonna shoot on a diagonal up to the right and try to hit the rats.
Okay.
Oh boy.
And hopefully, the muzzle flash will give him a brief view of the room. But we'll see. And he's going to take focused aim with this. And I don't think there should be any effect from concealment because it's a scatter weapon.
Makes sense.
So first rat. 9 against touch.
Second rat. Okay. Bam. You shoot into the dark, literally. And in the muzzle flash, you see that at least all of your allies haven't moved. You see the ghostly figure of the Splatterman hovering not too far away. And after you pull the trigger, and the blast rings out, a squeak confirms that you hit at least one of those rats.
Does it seem like a I'm dead squeak?
It sounds like a gurgling, I've been blasted to bits squeak.
Sounds like I get a grip point back squeak.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, that's a standard action. Crow is going to spend this is going to take a little while, but this is the best he's got. You know what? No, Crow's going to spend how long does it take to use flint and steel?
Oh god, I think forever.
Crow's going to take his move action to pull out another torch. It's unlit, of course, but
lighting a torch with a flint and steel is a full round.
okay. Well, but he still needs to use a move action to pull it out, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, so he'll pull it out.
Okay, Geier.
Since I had a ready action, does that affect my turn order?
Yep, that's where you are now because of your
Okay.
ready action.
Cool. Geier will stare with murder and death in his eyes at the floating apparition of the Splatterman and mutter arcane, unholy words with hands outstretched, willing it to die.
You will want to take a step first away, or damn it, you can't take 5-foot steps because of the difficult terrain. You
Yeah.
keep forgetting that.
And there's this thing here as well.
Yeah, but you still want to make a move action, and so you step away from the spider, because otherwise your casting is going to provoke, and
Alright.
you don't know if the spider has dark vision.
I just assume with the terrain that just
So, but when you move, you will also provoke an attack of opportunity. So you'll.
damn if I do, damned if I don't.
No, not really, because if it hits you while you're casting, it may interrupt your casting.
Oh, right, no, then, yeah. First I do a 5-step.
Okay, and then the
Actually,
spider tries to bite you. 18 hits you for 2 points of damage. Now need a fortitude save.
And 42 save.
All right, you avoid its poison, and finish your spell, and you shoot. I assume both of them at the Spider-Man, and you shoot and you hit for full damage, 9 points of force damage against the
As
incorporeal apparition.
Geier feels the energy leave his body and manifest itself solidly against the specter to
And-
very little effect.
He gets hit by those in quick succession, and then he locks eyes with you in the darkness, Geier, and he says, "You call that a spell?" And then he says something in the draconic language of arcane magic, and One, two, three, 4, I believe.
You have no name.
4 and 7. Yeah, 4. And 4 magic missiles fly from his fingertips, one towards each of you, and they do maximum damage.
That's
5 points. 5 points each. The spider.
So we each get hit for 5 points?
Yep.
Fun.
The spider jumps the doctor.
Mhm.
Tries to bite him with a 7.
Nope.
I guess so. The Diared takes a move action to sniff around, and then decides for a direction, and goes up to here
We can
as a move action. You cannot see.
Mhm.
Gaia can. Okay, so that was that, and the Splatterman himself sinks into the floor as a move action, and then it's the doctor's turn.
Emaírel is just going to call out, I'm getting light, I'm getting light.
Okay. In this case, Doctor will try really hard to forget that giant spider just tried to eat him. He will pull out another vial of holy water and make ready action to just throw it at as soon as he sees the Splatterman. Hopefully, when Emaírel or Crow gets the light.
Okay, so it's Emaírel's turn.
After unclasping his shield, he is going to fish into his backpack as a move action to retrieve his sun rod, and then activate it I believe, as a standard action.
Yeah, I think so. And what is the sunrod's lighting thing?
It's 30 feet.
So 30 and then another 30 increased, or is it 50?
Let me. I think it's 30 plus 30. Let me just. Normal light in 30-foot radius and increases in an additional 30.
Okay, so you strike the sunrod and it flares up, illuminating the scene. And then I believe the doctor wants to take his turn.
Well,
Yes, no, maybe.
no, I mean he will he prepared to throw the holy water as soon as he sees Splatterman.
Oh, okay. I thought you were waiting for the light and to act. Okay. Then you're ready to crow.
Okay. So, retrieving an item provokes an attack of opportunity, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Crow is going to. He's going to see that Emaírel has got light up, and all of a sudden he sees this rat right in front of him. So he's going to take a move action to. He's probably going to end up dropping the unlit torch on the ground. He's going to take a move action to draw out Cure Moderate Wounds, which will probably provoke from the rat, and when he does that, he'll Dodging Panache away from it.
Okay. And the rat tries to use your distraction, tries to bite with an 11. Fails.
Yeah, it's a miss. So he dodges up, and he'll spend a standard drinking the potion.
Okay. And is healed for the appropriate amount. Geier?
2d8 plus 4?
Is it yeah, moderate wounds is 2d8 plus 3.
3, okay.
Geier?
Geier will. He's going to try to bluff with the Splatterman and say, "I know your name, Splatterman, and I'll speak it to the world unless you show yourself." And we'll try and bluff him.
Mm-hmm.
I know your name.
You scream at the top of your lungs. And the disembodied voice of the splatter man rings out. Is that so? As it echoes through the room. Well, then you shall die first. And he comes up from the floor over here, rises right below the ceiling.
At this point, my prepared action will probably be triggered.
Yep.
Oh, thank you, Doctor. Thank you.
Oof.
And you hit him for, well, he's incorporeal, so it can't really burst when it hits him. So he only takes splash damage.
Yeah.
And since he appears from the floor, he'll get the splash damage when it strikes, which is 6, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so you burn him for 6 points, which he hardly even acknowledges. And then he casts another maximized magic missile at Geier. Spreading out the missiles amongst all 4 of you. So that's 5 points for Geier, 5 for Emaírel, 5 for Doctor, 5 for Crow.
Geier is down.
Geier goes down. Well, he went down with a big mouth. And
I had to do the bluff.
well, it worked. Emaírel.
Has no. He's hovering
Yeah.
feet, right? So if Emaírel were to stand like right here, he would be able. He would.
Yes. He's definitely in melee reach.
Right. No. It's all difficult terrain, right?
Yep.
Well, Emaírel is still going to move over there. Which I guess will provoke from the spider. So maybe resolve that first.
Yep. So it tries to jump you, but fails.
Okay. So and then Emaírel is going to move this way and this way as a double move action, hoping to catch the Splatterman as he tries to move away.
Wait, why would the Splatterman move away?
If he were to move away.
I don't
Basically,
get it.
Emaírel is just going to stand there so that if the Splatterman moves away, he would provoke.
Okay, but let's put you next to each other because you can't really occupy the same square because it's too low. That's just 8 feet
right.
to the ceiling.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, okay.
Okay, yeah, so you threaten him. Crow.
Crow is going to
I forgot
load
that.
up.
Okay, good.
The rat. Are the rats going?
Yeah, I forgot the rat, so I'll just roll it, and it missed. But I also forgot the spider, and it missed as well. That's easy.
Crow is going to load up with a bullet cartridge. So it's only a standard action for him, but well, let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Before he loads, he's going to move. And I'll take the risk with the rat. It doesn't seem to be that good.
You move, the rat bites, and
Of course.
Yeah.
it does 2 points of damage. I'll need a fortitude save because the rat smells like garbage.
Alright, I'm gonna use my last charmed life. Yeah, so it's a 25.
Alright, so it's only 2 points of damage.
Okay, so 5. And Crow will, use that bullet cartridge, so it's only a standard action to load.
Okay. Geier, roll to stabilize. Constitution. Nope, you lose another hit point
Shit.
as you continue to bleed on the floor and your blood runs into the oubliette, mixing with the stagnant water. Doctor.
Well, this is not a very good position here. Let's try, since Geier fell due to his huge mouth, let's put this mouth to use and feed him my last healing extract.
Okay, that will provoke from the spider.
Yep, that might go from the
which
spider.
fails, of course.
But at least Geier will be cured for 9 points of damage.
Okay, so he comes back to consciousness.
Yep.
Does those
Oops.
9 count the -4 he had already?
You heal 9 hit
After
points.
Sorry?
You heal 9 hit points.
Yeah.
You heal 9 hit points. So if you add -4, you end up being at
Yeah.
+5. And then it's the Splatterman's turn. And he he's still good stuff. He defensively casts. Let's see his concentration check. Yeah, it's pretty decent. He successfully casts defensively another magic missile that again 4 of them fly out from his fingertips and they spread out to hit each of you. This time they are not maximized, however, they are empowered, which means that half again is added. So this is Crow, Emaírel, Dr. Geier. So Crow is 6, Emaírel is 7, Doctor is 3, and Geier is 6 points of damage.
I'm in
And
exact
then-
0.
And then the Splatterman disappears into the ceiling. Oops. You
Oh,
wish.
shit. Ah,
Emaírel.
Emaírel will roll to stabilize.
Oh, Emaírel went down.
Everyone went down except for me.
Wow.
Emaírel does not stabilize.
Emaírel continues to bleed. Crow.
Everyone went down, right?
Everyone.
Not exactly.
much.
I am it's exact 0 hit points, so I am still kind of staggered. So I will probably go down at my next action.
Which
Okay,
reminds
so
me,
now
I forgot the rat. Misses. And I forgot the spider. Misses. Okay.
so I basically get to decide if Crow's the sole survivor or if everybody dies here.
Yep.
Yeah.
What would Crow do?
Well, I know exactly what would Crow do. I'm just trying to figure out if I want to play a new character or not. Ah, damn, and I had a new character in mind. Okay, Crow owes this debt, but is it worth his life? Yeah, because he can't do shit about magic missile. He's just gonna keep getting hit by it, and especially if he's not targeting everyone with it, he's just next attack I'm down. So, I'm going to leave.
Crow, you bastard!
That's what Crow would have done.
Crow would totally leave.
Yeah.
No, Crow's gone.
Self-preservation makes sense.
Yeah, he sees everyone else go down, and he
Except for the doctor, who is
Yeah.
still like on one knee. Making eye contact,
Shit.
probably, at this
Yep.
point.
Shit.
like crazy.
Crow looks at the doctor.
Don't you
What does Arronax look like?
Hmm?
What's Arronax look like right now? He's down on one knee. What's he doing?
Well, he clenches his teeth, he trusts his damage to stay conscious. But he knows that, well, at his next moment he will give out.
Yeah, Crow's going to take a move action. Oh shit, he's still got this rat. He can't 5-foot step. He's gonna take a move action. And when the rat provokes, he's going to dodging panache away from it.
You still have a Harrow card too. What does your Harrow card do?
I don't know.
Oh, speaking of which, that's a very that's exactly opportune time for us to use them.
It's the Lost.
The Lost. Let's see.
I don't think it did anything particularly useful for me.
The Lost. The Lost. You seem pretty lost, so. It's a chaotic evil card. Force a creature to reroll a saving throw. And it's also a card of the star suit. If you feel stuck at some point in the adventure, you can spend a card of this suit and petition the GM for a hint about what to do next.
Right. Crow is going to do what I said. He's gonna start moving. That's gonna provoke an attack, and when that happens, he's going to dodging panache.
Okay. And it's another 1
You
point
gotta be kidding me.
of damage. And I'll need a fortitude save. I can't make this up. Wow. Okay. Well, I guess he deserves that. We'll make a note.
Oh boy.
Was that like Filth
Okay.
Fever or something?
Well, it's a smelly, stinky rat, so it's likely. But no immediate effect. Geier?
Oh, hold on, I'm far
Oh,
from
sorry.
done.
Sorry. Sorry.
So I move. So now I have 15 feet of movement.
Yes.
5, 10, 15. He's gonna stand there in the doorway. And he's going to spin around and he's gonna take a readied action to shoot if he catches sight of the Splatter Man again.
Okay.
And he's gonna use his swift action to activate Ghost Slayer.
All right. Geier on the ground. Stabilize?
And
No.
nope.
Doctor.
How much damage is that? Sorry, one more, right?
Just 1 point, yep. Doctor?
Yeah, there is. Well, looking at Crow, he was absolutely certain that he was going to just leave them there. So, in his absolute desperation, his eyes flare with, I don't know with what, but some unspeakable spirit, I suppose, probably pure fighting spirit, and he uses his Harrow card, which allows me to channel my positive energy that cures a creature touched, which in this case is myself, for 1d6 per my character level, so 3d6 of damage, I suppose.
Nice. So, from somewhere deep within himself, the doctor finds strength to carry on. 7 points are healed.
And can I move?
What sort of action is that anyway?
I
Does it
don't
say?
know. What action is to use hero card?
No. It said something about use this or that ability.
I just assumed it would be a standard action.
What does it say exactly? What the?
There's no limit to hero cards. Characters start with 1 hero card. There's no limit. They're similar to hero points.
There is no limit to the number of hero cards that may be played at one time, so it seems to be no action. Yeah, so it's no action. You still have
so
your turn.
In this case, I suppose I can I cross the oubliette this, or it is some sort of deep pool?
Well, it's dark, stagnant water,
Ah, I see.
and it's. But I mean, you know what an oubliette is?
Well,
It's a very, very, very deep shaft where prisoners are thrown in to be forgotten about.
all right. In this case, Doctor will do what he had to do from the beginning when this person began casting magic missiles, and he will drink an extract of shield.
Yes.
What?
Now you think of that?
Well, I was in a bind.
Okay, so you down the extract of shield.
That would have been helpful a while ago.
Yeah. And he
Okay.
will,
Oh yeah, move
yeah,
action.
and I still have move action, so he will deliberately start moving towards Emaәрel. And Crow, probably to punch him in the teeth.
Okay.
I should point out, Simon, I have a torch. I have a light source right now, and I shouldn't.
Oh, okay.
On pure willpower, I suppose.
I don't think you do. You don't seem to have a light source.
No, I don't. Oh, I don't. This is just the light I can see. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, no, you're. Never mind. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah.
From
It's the Spider-Man's turn. First of all, what happens is that the spider starts to scurry after the Doctor, but it kind of fades out of existence as it does so. The dire rat disappears. The remains of the other dire rat disappear. And when that happens, the Splatterman sinks down from the ceiling once more, laughing, beholding his work, triggering Crow's readied action.
Where does he appear? Because right now I can't see him.
Oh, he's right here.
It's possible. Oh, okay. I was gonna say he might be out of my line of sight, but all right, that definitely triggers it. Yeah, he shoots with everything. Deadly aim, focus shot. How's a 17 against touch?
It's a hit. Ghost Slayer means against incorporeals full damage, or what was it?
Non-magical. Hold on, let me pull it up. I'm pretty sure it's basically as if it's a magic weapon.
Yeah, that's exactly what it says. Okay, so you blast him for 6 points. No, wait, the weapon damage should be half, but you have some. So it's only 3 from the weapon, but it's 6 from your abilities. So that's.
Well, deadly aim is 2 of it's coming from deadly aim, and 4 of it's coming from focused aim.
Yeah. A weapon imbued in this way can deal precision damage to incorporeal creatures, so I think all of that should count fully. But the weapon is only going to count half because it's only a magical weapon. So that's 3 from the weapon and 6 from your ability. So that's 9 points of damage as you blast the Splatterman. Wait, that's the weapon, and then there's the abilities. In the back. So he sinks from the ceiling laughing, going ha 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 ha, and you shoot him in the back, and he whirls around, and you can see the madness in his eyes, and he
Something
says,
to remember me by. And that's what Chris says, something to remember me by.
and he says, "What is this contraption you're using? It looks interesting, fascinating even. What a magnificent mechanism. Give me that." And he makes a complicated gesture again, like he did before when he rolled the torch, and you can feel a tugging on your blunderbuss. Give me a strength check.
Uh-oh. Strength. Ugh.
Or actually, I think it's basically a disarm maneuver, so it's not an opposed strength check. What's your CMD?
Not great. Hang on. CMD is 17. Can I dodging panache on this? Is it an attack? Can I add my
yeah, it is an attack.
dodging
Sure.
panache?
All right, so
Get daddling out of here.
all right. Dum 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 dum. Where is this modifier? There it is. 18.
Yeah, if dodging panache applies, then that's a miss.
So, okay, so what happens is he tries to yank it out of your hands, and you maybe even let go of it for a second, but then you make a dodging jump, a leap.
I kind of I feel it being pulled out of my hand, and I just sort of clutch it to me and roll with my back against the wall next to me here, so that it's still pulling, but I've got the wall to brace against.
All right, and then you feel that the pulling stops at some point, and the Splatterman grinds his incorporeal teeth as he says, "No, no, no, no! You will leave this here. I will take this apart. I will take you apart." And that's his turn. Emaírel still down. Stabilize. Yep, you're stable.
And he
Geier.
does.
Okay.
Isn't, by the way,
Stable. Doctor.
Oh.
yeah, by the way,
Splatterman is distracted right now.
that is very nice of him. By the way, wasn't Geier? Didn't he have?
Oh, I gotta run. I gotta run for a second. I'll be right back.
I mean, doesn't Geier have ferocity or something?
Orc ferocity? No.
Oh. Oh well.
I don't think half-orcs get it by default.
Oh yeah, I do.
They actually do get that by default, so that's why I'm asking if he traded for something. So he had the chance to actually be conscious for a round.
Yeah. I mean, I already stabilized. So.
Oh yeah.
That would have been helpful.
Yeah.
Good thing. So when I'm stabilized, what happens then? That just
You're still
stop-
unconscious. Yeah.
Yeah, you stop bleeding
but I'm still at
every
minus.
round.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So my actions here would be either to blast the Splatterman or to...
Alright, Frida had a pacifier emergency.
Oh, well, it happens.
Alright, here we
So,
go.
yeah.
Doctor.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think I will be able to loot Emarél for his Wand of Cure Light Wounds in this situation. So, Arronax will pick the most boomy thing to do, and he will try to target intersection and blast the Splatterman with a bomb. Because picking up holy water will be too long, I think, for now. And well, he will.
Wait, but why are you picking an intersection?
Because if I don't, I will kill Emarél for sure.
Oh, I see.
And he already was on the receiving end of my bombs today, so...
You can't shape it around Emarél?
Nope, not yet. On the next level, I would be able... But anyway, that would be 6 points of fire damage to this bastard.
But he gets a reflex save. That's +3.
Exactly.
Makes it. And since he's incorporeal, the fire is only going to affect him for half again. So we're down to what, 1?
I suppose.
2. Wouldn't it be 2?
What did we start with? 6?
6.
8. Oh,
No,
Eight.
right.
Yeah, yeah.
Splash damage is
yes.
6.
6, yeah, so it's only 1 point of
never
damage.
mind.
But you gain his attention, at least, as he turns around and you feel his icy eyes on you. Crow. Oh, wait. Yeah, Crow.
Obviously, I can't see anything from here. Can I hear? Does it sound like he's still coming for me, or?
Well, you heard
what?
the bomb go off right behind on the other side of the wall, so you would think that if the doctor aimed halfway decent, that he would still be there.
So this is like now or never. Crow is going to take another bullet cartridge, load it as a standard action, and he's gonna use his move action to go here. See that the ghost is still there. Get a view of Arronax standing there, still attacking and all that. And then he's gonna move and hope that the ghost didn't notice him do that. That's it for me.
Do you have stealth?
Yeah, I can try stealth.
Yeah, if you try to stay under his radar, I think.
Actually, I'm not trained in it, but
Yeah, sure.
Well.
Yeah, well, he certainly noticed it, but he got singed from the doctor last. So what he's gonna do is he's about to fire a barrage of magic missiles when he suddenly raises an eyebrow and he says, "Aren't you clever?" to the doctor. And then he mumbles something.
After all.
And then he mumbles some other words and points at the doctor and makes a castle level check. Whoa. What's your shield spells castle level?
I think it would be... Well, first of all, it would be 3, but... One moment. At this point, I think it would be Yeah, it will be 3.
Then the DC to dispel your shield is 14, and his caster level check is 13. He realizes that he failed to dispel your shield, and the smug smile on his face turns into a frustrated, angry frown. And he says, "What? How dare you?"
I am not a doctor of Lepidstadt for nothing, good sir.
Emaírel is stable, Geier is stable, Doctor.
And, well, with these defined words, Doctor will ruffle in his pockets, fish out another vial of holy water, and, well, try to hit the... Well, he can't hit him in his face. Although...
But he can hit the ceiling.
Yeah, he can hit the ceiling for sure. Yeah, I think I don't think I can pull out the holy water and come to him and, well, shove it into his incorporeal guts. But he can hit the ceiling. Oh, nope, not this. Not that one. And that would be, once again, 6 points of holy damage, holy water.
The vial bursts open and it rains down holy water on the Spider-Man, and he gets doused by it, and he screams in frustration and pain. Crow.
Crow takes really quickly takes one hand, puts it to the pendant at his chest, and he's just muttering to himself, "Shaylin, save me! Shaylin, save me! Shaylin, save me!" And he spins around the doorway, and he unloads. Oh God, does he? Oh God, does he do the deadly aim or not?
Wait,
He's got one last grip point.
What's your card? Your coach
It doesn't help
card
him.
does. Oh, what?
Doesn't help. We already
It'll force
checked
him
it.
to. It'll force someone to re-roll a save. It's not.
Right. I forgot. Sorry.
It's useless on Crow pretty much, unless I can use it like when somebody else casts something on him. But
Like reflex
last
save.
grip point. All right, deadly aim. He's doing everything.
Oh shit. Okay. Come on. No!
Oh my God, that is the very.
Wait. What Geier and Emaírel cards do? Maybe they can help.
Oh.
That's a misfire.
Yeah, that's
Well,
your blunderbuss blowing up, isn't it?
No, the Cardis is right. What are Emaírel and Geier's cards?
Cyclone.
The
Let me
Cyclone.
see.
That's a neutral good card of keys.
I can't. Oh yeah, here we go.
Um,
Empty throne.
it's strength. No.
The Cyclone?
Yeah, it's.
Oh yeah. You're right. It's strength. So plus 8 luck bonus on any d20 roll. If used after the roll, it's plus 4. You grant a bonus to another character as long as you're in the same. Your character can reasonably affect the outcome of the roll. Well, that's not happening.
Yeah.
And it is. What did we say? It was a chaotic evil as well. So it's also gonna force a reroll. What is Gaia's card?
The empty throne.
The empty throne. That's charisma and lawful good.
Well, Gar has charisma, but he is neutral good.
That doesn't matter. The alignment of the card just has a specific effect. You may smite evil as the paladin ability. Well,
Well, shit.
it's not gonna help with a natural 1.
Yeah, it's not just that I rolled a natural 1. My gun is jammed.
It's jammed.
I actually spun around, fired, and like when the flintlock went down, it fizzed out. It went.
Damn it.
It's got a live round jammed in there.
Oh,
First
man.
misfire. That's the first misfire I've rolled in this entire campaign.
But
This is...
yeah, but you rolled it when it mattered, man. That's
Oh yeah, I had it.
So it just goes click.
yep.
And the Splatterman hears the click, turns, and shoots. Knowing that the Doctor is protected by his shield spell, he'll shoot all of his 5 empowered magic missiles at Crow. So we'll have 1, 2,
Oh boy.
no, four magic missiles. Okay, so that's a total of 6 plus 7 is 13, plus 4 is 17, plus 3, that's 20 points of damage as Crow gets hammered by the magic missiles.
And Crow just gets blasted to pieces. Like he gets blasted against the wall, and I'm pretty sure the last one just pops his head because he is dead.
You should have run.
Emaírel is on the ground, Geier's on the ground, Doctor.
Well, since this person-shaped apparition didn't sink into the into the ceiling or or floor, well, Doctor will do only thing that he left. Hope that this last 6 points of damage will be enough.
It is not. But the Splatterman, incredibly angry, knowing that he can't hit you with his magic missiles, instead makes an open hand claw-like movement reaching towards the oubliette, and you see ripples in the water for a couple of moments, and the next moment a longsword comes bursting through the water surface and lands in the ghostly apparition's hand. It's an actual physical longsword, but for some reason he is able to wield it. So it must have been his personal belonging during his lifetime, or something like that. And Doctor, your turn once more.
And well, at this point he will, seeing how this Splatterman is about to splatter him all over the walls, he will try to finish him off with a bomb. Once again targeting the intersection, so not to kill Emaírel. And that would be, well, it is an intersection, so he will able to shape in this case.
So even if he misses,
yeah, he will be able to shape the blast to hit the Splatterman.
But he might also hit Emaírel, so let's see.
What? Okay.
5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So he... Oh, wait, actually... it should be a D4, because it's intersections. Through sheer luck, you manage to hit the spot that you wanted to hit, kind of bouncing, ricocheting, and then finally going off in the right spot. And as it goes off, the Spider-Man gets another reflex save and fails. So he takes the full half damage, which is 3, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's currently at 3 hit points. Being undead, that means that he's reduced to 0, and with a last gasp, frustrated scream, and a long no, he fades out, slowly fading away. His ghostly body being torn apart by unseen energies, merging with the cells around him. And you hear Zoriana's voice suddenly ringing out, but much more strong and commanding than you've ever heard her talk to you. And she said, "You are now my prisoner. I am in charge of this prison, and you will not break free." And then the doctor falls unconscious.
Yep. That's about exactly what he does. All right.
Almost TPK.
Yep. We could have done this better, I suppose, but that will do us, I think.
Considering the party we built for ourselves,
Yeah.
with almost no healing.
Yeah. So Geier is now fully converted into sorcerer.
I don't know. That's for you to find out in next episode.
If that was Geier at all.
Indeed. Wow.
That was intense.
That was pretty intense, yeah.
That was also the closest final encounter I've ever seen, I think.
It's gonna take like at least 2 sessions just to pick Crow off the walls.
Is
You
he-
know,
Right.
if we'd
Is he
if
very
we'd
dead?
been playing with hero points, that would have probably gone differently. But honestly, I'm glad we weren't.
Yeah. I think it was appropriately dramatic. I just wish that... I mean, it was such a great situation for Crow to, pull the trigger and actually blast the
Yeah.
Spider-Man. Like, at first, being on that literal doorstep to run away and leave his
I thought he
party
was
behind.
gonna go because that would have made sense as well. Self-preservation kicking in.
But maybe this is a dark campaign of cruel forces. So maybe being punished for this sort of empathy or pity is the right thing.
No, I
For
think
this
it's
story.
I think it's perfect. I think for Crow that was a moment of weakness, not a moment of strength, where he didn't leave them behind. He should have left them behind, like he's left other people behind.
Mhm.
But he had a twinge of doubt there, and he paid for it. Should have known better.
And you know what? We just end this session with a mental scene of Jorfa sitting alone at a table at the tavern, wearing makeup for the first time in a century.
Oh.
Oh no.
Ouch.
Yeah. And I stopped recording at this point.